Josh.
Corey.
Welcome to the Brown Carpet mini-sode. And Josh, tell me something.
What do you want to know?
I want to know what the difference is between this mini-sode thing and a normal episode of what we do.
Oh, mate, I'm absolutely stoked you asked that question. I got a great answer for you. You ready?
Yep.
In a mini-sode,
Yes.
zero preparation.
What?
We both show up with one news story, and together we collaborate that shit into one glorious movie pitch, live.
And without any preparation?
None whatsoever.
Oh, I don't know if I want to do it.
Well, essentially, it's the same as what
I'm
you
out.
do on a normal episode.
I might flourish in those.
I think you will.
Beautiful.
Let's do it.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
He jumped over 3 linebackers in midair, sprouted inwards like a gazelle.
No one laughs at a master of quack fool.
Real nice.
Many have died from starvation due to the difficulty of finding enough food, such as seals.
Shut up. No more Mr. Nice Duck. That's it. Right, Mr. Sitz?
What do you make of that? You know, it's the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
The Brown Carpet Podcast.
So welcome to the third Brown Carpet Podcast live mini-sode.
Yeah.
Coming to you live on this American Independence Day.
Every one of them late as well.
Everyone has been late. So if we do post a time that these things are going to go, tune in about an hour after that. It's probably when we're about to go.
Take the day off to the next day. Clear your schedule because chances are it's going to run over time.
No doubt.
All right. So, Josh,
Corey.
what is our story? Are you going to lead us in?
I just feel like this is such a shambles.
It's a downer, isn't it?
Yeah.
We need to pep it up.
You know why Corey's upset is because he tuned in to check out the footy just before we went live.
Yeah.
And his blessed Dragons were being scored against.
It's not looking good tonight. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about our story tonight. Josh, let's just dive in.
The headline of the story is Piggyback Bandit, known for stealing rides from student athletes across the US, arrested at Dallas Love Field.
You had me a piggyback bandit.
Let me read you through the story. It's very weird indeed.
Yep.
A Washington man dubbed the Piggyback Bandit, infamous in multiple states for jumping on the backs of student athletes, was nabbed at Dallas Love Field this month on a drug charge.
Yeah.
Of all things to get in for. It's like getting Al Capone on tax evasion.
It is, isn't it?
Sherwin Sayegan, 34, faces a misdemeanor marijuana possession charge. He was released March 2nd on a $500 bail. Authorities in several states have had run-ins with Sayegan, who's known for forcing or coercing boys at high school sporting events into piggyback rides and giving children money after he massages them.
What does he say to get on the back of a person?
How would you coerce someone to get a piggyback ride out
I
of
don't
him?
know.
Go on, give us a ride. Go on.
You won't.
Bet you won't give us a ride to that side of the field. It's unclear whether he committed such assaults in Texas, but he has a lengthy rap sheet in Washington and in other states. Sherwin was arrested in December at a New Jersey airport, accused of massaging a 14-year-old boy and then giving the teen some money and a note. But the weird thing about it is, he's the one giving the massage and then he pays them.
He's in the wrong industry. He should just be a mobile masseuse.
Because then he would be getting money rather than giving money.
Yep.
On March 1st, police went to Dallas Love Field after learning that Sherman would be arriving. They saw him panhandle at a baggage claim. He told people he was stranded and needed money for a hotel room. The detective asked to look at Sherwin's phone. The investigators found text messages and a photo of a white tablet. I'll be honest with you and tell you what that is, Sherwin said, telling the detective it was an ecstasy tablet. According to the warrant, Sherwin went on to claim that he didn't do drugs, except I do some weed.
Except that one time I took a photo of that ecstasy tablet that I was about to take.
Except for that one time. You won't arrest me, will you? Sherwin asked the cop after the detective asked if he had marijuana on him. Officers found several grams of marijuana in plastic bags in Sherwin's jacket. The Piggyback Bandit also had $4,834 in cash on him.
He's rolling.
He is rolling, as well as slips of paper on which were written mail names, food orders, athletic jersey numbers, and telephone numbers. This guy's got a whole operation going.
I know.
Sherwin has been banned from high school sporting events in 5 states for jumping on teenage athletes' backs, according to ESPN blog Grantland.
That's great.
According to the Associated Press, his antics stretch all the way back to 2008. He's a long-time piggybacker.
Yeah.
One judge in Montana, where he pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor assault charge in 2012, gave him a suspended sentence and urged him to go home. Just go back to Seattle and behave, Judge Bob Wood told him.
That's light. That's light sentencing for this sort of behaviour.
It's a rap on the knuckles, really.
So, where do we go with a serial piggybacker?
Can you bring up the news story, Damo? Because the guy has a pretty distinct look.
You know what? You know who I thought straight away for casting?
Can I guess?
Preston Lacey
Oh,
from Jackass.
sure. That's great. That's even better.
Well, who did you think?
I was thinking Chris Farley. I thought you'd go to Farley.
Oh, yeah, but he's
Got a bit
deceased.
of the other bloke I was thinking of, Kevin James.
Kevin James, yeah, and he's in everything, so yeah.
He is and everything.
King of Queens.
Michael Moore could do it.
Malcolm Moore could definitely do it.
And Coco Joey Diaz.
Yeah.
Comedian, big fella.
Yeah.
Probably a bit
Latino
too big.
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very funny fella.
So, okay.
So there's a lot of questions that need to be answered, obviously, straight off the bat.
Well, my first feeling was that he was a suppressed bull rider.
Oh,
He wants to be a bull rider.
okay.
And
He's starting at the lowest possible level. Just ride some athletes.
I ride teen athletes.
Work my way up
Graduate
to
up to-
animals.
yeah.
Start at humans
Yeah.
and cross over to the animal world. That's an
So
interesting take.
his end game is he wants to be a world champion bull rider. That's where I went.
Where do the massages come in there?
I don't know. No, I couldn't account for that.
Because I feel like he's getting off on this.
Yeah.
Like there's a bit of a fetish kink thing to it. Like he's enjoying it on a sexy level.
Yeah, so combining that logic, if we're going bull rider and kink,
Yes.
have you seen 8 Seconds?
I've
Luke-
not
Luke-
seen 8 Seconds
Luke, Luke Perry, he's a bull rider.
yet. I'm aware of it.
Kind of like 1 hour photo mixed with 8 seconds. Like
Okay.
there's a bit of a weird because he's documenting them. Like I feel like he's in training, so he's taking down their weights, their heights.
Oh, that's why he's got all the information.
That's why he's got the notes.
Sure.
He's logging. He's building up to something. Does he have to feel it? Is he on a mission by someone else? Is he got like a master that's like, or a sensei?
Like his dad was a great bull rider.
But if someone's putting him out, he goes, "You need to ride 500 teens before I'll let you ride a bull."
So whoever his sensei is has absolutely no faith in him.
No,
He's like, you're not ready for a bull, son. Even like a small bull.
Jeff Bridges straight away is the old.
Oh, it's the sensei.
He's the one.
I got a different angle for
Okay,
you.
go from it.
Because I think there's some sort of sexy component to it. Like he's getting his rocks off
Yeah,
doing
of
this. For a kink that specific, something had to happen to him as a young boy for him to be able to marry piggyback riding and sexy times.
Okay.
We flash back to Sherwin as a young boy. He's being babysit by a beautiful 20-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Sherwin's completely in love with her. But he's a toddler, she's completely out of reach. There's no way that he can woo her.
Okay.
He goes to bed. Somewhere in the middle of the night, he decides he's going to pop down to the kitchen and grab a glass of milk.
Yep.
Creeps his way in.
Yep.
Little does he know, the babysitter's invited her boyfriend round. They're in the kitchen going at it, doggy style.
Right.
Boyfriend's got her bent over the table, going at it.
Yeah.
Sherwin walks in. He's like, what's happening? They quickly kind of cover up and, she's just giving me a piggyback, mate. She's just giving me a piggyback.
Plants the seed.
Plants that seed in his head.
Right.
That weird crossover of sexy time and piggyback.
So you're saying it's sexually driven? It's not cowboy driven?
Maybe it's sexually first, and then his father's trying to push him to be a sportsman. He just wants to...
He's confused.
He just wants to ride something. So the dad channels that desire to ride into bull riding. All right, you want to ride
Perfect,
something?
yeah.
Ride a bull.
So that's his backstory.
Yeah, that's the backstory.
Comes from sex
Yep.
into the
into the bull riding industry.
Yeah, from witnessing a cowgirl to being a cowboy.
Exactly. I had a few ideas for his name. I think Sherwin's a great name.
Sherwin's a good name.
I think we keep that, but maybe maybe for his surname it could be Sherwin Manteets.
Sherwin Manteets.
Sherwin Flumpstein. It's a bit Jewish. Initially driven by sex, his father pushed him into the sporting world,
Yep.
and he decided to go with bull riding because there's a riding element to it. He's getting his rocks off.
Problem is, he's scared of bulls.
He's terrified of bulls.
Scared of bulls.
Yep.
Not good at sport.
Yep.
But obsessed with athletes.
Right.
Driven into obsessing about teen high school athletes.
Okay.
So that's the psychology of it.
Okay.
All right. So where do we go from there?
Which brings us to present day.
Yep.
He's now a serial pest, showing up at sporting events, riding unsuspecting athletes back and forth.
Yeah. Going to bars and trying to do mechanical bull rides, and
Oh, yeah.
no one wants to see a big guy in a mechanical bull. So he's booted out of all the bars. He can't even ride a mechanical bull. What next for our hero?
What's his next life move? I mean, his whole life has been built around attempting to ride bulls, and he's failed dismally
Yeah.
to the point where he's now riding humans, unsuspecting humans.
Yeah.
There's the other angle of the thing. He's also got a lot of cash on him. Where's the cash come from?
Where's the cash come from?
He's got $4,800 on him.
How did he acquire that money?
So he's using that money because he's paying people to massage them, which is super weird. But where did he get the 48 from?
Was he selling drugs? Burns said.
Maybe he was selling drugs.
Maybe he was selling drugs.
He had a fair bit of weed on him, so maybe he was...
Maybe he was pushing kush to fund his...
massage habit. Okay, we need to dig ourselves out of this hole. We're in a story hole.
So
we can do it.
We're in a story hole.
Okay.
Let's get to the glory hole. Okay. So where is he going to end up? Is he going to make his way? Is he going to progress? Is it going to be a triumph?
I'd love to turn this disgusting character into a hero.
Yeah.
I think that's a challenge we should try and take on.
That's right.
Obviously, he's been through a lot. He's got that overbearing father.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing this a long time. He's been riding students for quite some time. He's probably perfected a technique for getting on their backs.
Yeah.
Maybe grabs onto the helmet or something. He's got a whole, and he probably sees how far he can go without them shaking him off and stuff. There's probably a skill to it.
Are you saying, where are you going with this?
Maybe he decides to set up a league that is specifically about riding athletes. Like he establishes the Student Riding Association.
Student Piggyback League.
Student Athlete Piggyback League.
SAPBL.
The SAPBL.
So he's thrown away his bull riding past. He never really wanted to ride a bull.
Well, he was terrified of bulls. It was never going to happen.
This is his sport.
This is what
He's created his own.
This is what he's
fucking
become
sport.
good at. He's been doing it since 2008.
Is this something where he creates a fucking whole new sport?
Yeah.
And it just takes off?
I think so. It's like the next UFC. Everyone starts tuning in to watch fairly obese.
Student Athlete Piggyback League. So basically, catching everyone up.
Talk us through the story, Corey.
Okay.
What is this film about?
Okay. So
we start off with Sherwin as a small boy.
Small boy.
He's in love with his babysitter.
Yep.
She's a little bit older,
Yep.
out of reach, beautiful. He goes to bed one night, wakes up in the middle of the night for a glass of milk, goes downstairs. She's there with her boyfriend. He's doing a doggy style. They see the small boy enter the kitchen. They quickly cover up. Oh, no, she's giving me a piggyback. That's all it is. Just a
Seed
simple.
planted.
The seed is planted. He's now into piggybacks sexually.
Yeah,
but
doesn't know it yet.
he's just interested in piggybacks. Piggybacks are all he wants to do.
Father is a champion bull rider.
Yep.
Tries to aggressively push his son into bull riding.
Yep.
He doesn't like bulls for a start.
Hates bulls. Scared of them.
Bulls. Scared of bulls.
Terrified.
What does he like? Teen athletes.
Teen athletes.
Yeah. So he focuses his energy on riding teen athletes. And he's good at it.
Surprisingly good.
He's really good at it.
Despite his
Stature.
weight.
Robust.
Yeah, he's a big fella.
Rotund.
Husky. I just thought of a good tagline.
What?
Getting piggy with it.
All right, so he's entrepreneurial. He's ambitious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He sees that he's past his sporting prime, so he's obviously not going to be a champion at...
He's never going to run 100 metres under a minute.
Yeah.
He's slow.
But he's been dealing weed on the side to kind of, keep himself afloat, and he realises he's a great salesman.
He's got some startup money.
He's got the gift of the gab.
Yeah.
He's able to sell ice to Eskimos, so to speak.
And let's face it, he's ingratiated himself with all these young athletes.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got them on balls.
He's got a stable.
You let me ride you. Come with me.
Yeah.
I'll pay you. It's like an NBA draft.
Free massages. Okay, so he starts picking off his favourite athletes and getting them into the
Student Athletic Piggyback League. SAPBL.
Yes, the SAPBL.
SAPBL. It takes off.
It takes off.
It's like UFC. People start cancelling their UFC subscriptions.
Pay-per-view.
People want to see.
But it's a very different type of athlete. It's mostly bigger, huskier guys who are able just to jump on the back of a student athlete and ride them for as far as possible.
It's going to be big in Japan, this sport.
It'll be huge in Japan. I reckon it'll be primarily Japan-based sporting league. Okay, so we need a climax.
We do need
Where
a
does
climax.
this end? So maybe the league goes gangbusters, right?
Yeah.
It gets up and running. People are watching on pay-per-view. It's taking off on an international level.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there, in his high tower, watching it all go down. The riches are rolling in, and he realizes he's never really fulfilled the dream himself. Maybe he decides to make a comeback at a ripe old age, like he's now in his 40s or something. He decides, maybe I'll just try for one more ride.
A piggyback comeback.
In like the Piggyback League's version of WrestleMania, he inserts himself into like the main event.
Yeah.
Goes to ride the champion or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he wants one last roll of the dice. Wants to just ride that steed into the Valhalla.
Yeah.
But does he go horribly wrong? Does he crush a kid's back?
Possibly. I think we need to bring his father back in as well. Maybe his father is somehow...
His father's in the crowd.
Father's in the crowd.
he gets news that his father's going to be there. It's the Super Bowl.
Yep.
It's the SAPBL Super Bowl.
Yep.
Which is just set at a high school.
Sure.
And I like to think that
That's where the student athletes
it just
are.
starts as another sporting event.
Okay.
So there's another event on, like high school basketball.
Yep.
And then the whole sport ruins another sport. Like,
Yeah.
so the kid's just trying to warm up, and then bang, he's jumped on, and then we just
There's a
kick
big
in.
fella on the back. And they're trying to get him off, but that's part of the fun. He's just hanging on for dear life. The crowd starts cheering. They're more interested in the tag-on sport rather than the sport that they originally there for.
Yeah.
I had some other ideas for the soundtrack. Piggy. It's a 9 Inch Nails song.
Hitching a Ride, Green Day.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay. So his disapproving father is in the stands of the Super Bowl of whatever this SAPBL event is.
Yeah.
And our big fella Sherwin makes it to the main event, makes it to the finals.
He just comes down and goes, I'm going in.
Executive order.
Executive order.
Yep.
Trumps it, goes in,
Yep.
and he fucking fucks up.
He's too big.
It's a smaller man's game. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
He's too big. He's let himself go.
Yeah.
He's.
I mean, he wasn't in good shape to begin with.
He didn't start. He didn't start at Tom Brady. You know what I mean?
He started big and got bigger.
Preston Lacey to Jabba the Hutt. He went big. Yeah. And look, I'm not going to fat shame anyone out there.
Hell no.
There's a sport for everyone, but this sport isn't for him. And I think he hurt someone bad.
He crushes a student athlete.
Yeah.
Underneath his.
Father walks out, disgusted.
Right, my son has failed me again on the global scale this time.
This is televised. This is every TV station in Japan is simultaneously streaming this.
It's a spinal crack heard around the world.
Yeah,
yeah,
like $1 Million Baby moment. You know when the neck hits the stool.
Oh yeah, all breaks down to slow
motion. What happens
motion.
then? I think the sport goes.
I mean, that's a major controversy right there.
There's a literal backlash.
Right, a broken backlash.
There's a broken backlash.
Yep.
To the spinal injury that he caused.
Yep.
People are upset.
As well they should be.
Yeah. So I think people start boycotting the SAPBL.
Yep.
You know, like even little, parents are there with their kids and like, can I have a piggyback? No. No. And then, like, it's a bad word.
Piggyback is disgusting. You get a backhand if you ask for a piggyback. Ask that one more time. Go on.
He goes into a deep depression.
Mm-hmm. Once his whole league, his empire that he's built up, crumbles into dust, maybe he has a bit of a soul search, just wanders off into the horizon, like one of those grasshopper moments, he's just going to walk the earth.
Yeah.
He's walking off into a green field somewhere, and he's sitting there in a field surrounded, and he hears this behind him. He turns around, and it's a cow, a massive cow.
Yeah.
Like
Not a bull?
No, a cow. His child, but it's essentially the same thing. Like, it looks like a bull.
Well, they're a little bit different, but...
So the thing that used to terrify him as a child is now behind him. This is his fear come to life. But because he's been through so much, he's deadened to the world.
Yeah.
So this cow is no longer this terrifying thing. And maybe he overcomes that fear that he has as a child, and he sort of climbs aboard, and together the cow and him sort of walk off into the sunset.
Okay.
So it's like he finally, despite the fact he massively failed this league, he was able to conquer his inner demons.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I feel like you're not on board with that.
No, it's an ending.
Oh, he lets others ride him.
He becomes
the back.
He was supposed to be
He wanted to be the piggy, but now he's the back.
He's the back.
Maybe that's it.
And he starts from the bottom again.
Right.
And he literally he's on the bottom because the people are riding his back.
Power bottom.
He's a power piggy bottom. Yeah, he's a power piggy bottom.
Power piggy bottom.
What's the term? What's the term in the sport in the SAPBL when you're a
the one being ridden?
Ridden, yeah.
Mm.
It's the honk. So
he becomes a honk.
Becomes the honk.
Mm-hmm.
Does he drop a heap of weight? Because this is a lot more intense.
Maybe that's because I mean he's shouldering
He's literally carrying the world on his shoulders. The league's been built up again.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's a resurgence of the league.
Yep. The controversy of the boy with the spinal injury. That's in the rear vision mirror.
No one even remembers the guy's name.
Nah. Yeah. Flavour of the week.
Dad comes back.
Yep.
It's the Super Bowl again of the SAPBL.
But instead of being a rider, he's now a honk.
The honk.
Yep. Glistening.
Yeah.
bit of muscle on him now. He's a big fella.
And
Really cut down.
Well, we haven't even established the rules of this game either.
I think it's just distance and time spent on. Like a bull, like
Yeah.
you need to stay on for 8 seconds. Is that the deal?
Does the honk try to buck them off?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's
Okay.
part of it. You got to try and get the rider off you. That's part of the deal.
Okay, so the honk doesn't go to a team then. I think the honk is like the bull. Yeah.
And the better the honk, kind of the higher the grade. You get graded.
Yeah,
If you're like a 5-star honk, that's the toughest to ride.
that's right.
Yeah.
He gives himself a name like Chainsaw or something.
Yeah.
Like
The
something.
decimator. And maybe, like, in the middle of this thing, the crowd's pumping or whatever, the honk's going hard. He looks up into the stands where his dad's sitting.
Yeah.
Maybe his dad gives him a...
Yes.
It's that thumbs up. That's all he needed, that approval from his dad.
I thought of another tagline.
Okay.
Honk if you're horny.
That's good.
Because it's all rooted in sexuality.
Because it all comes back to his sexuality.
It becomes
Honk if you're horny. Maybe Getting Piggy With It is the title.
Yes.
And honk if you're horny.
Get a piggy with it. Honk if you're horny.
Yeah, it's good. and is that our climax? The
Yeah.
climax is him looking up at his dad and his dad giving him the...
Yeah, he's like, I love you, son.
Yeah.
I love you, dad.
Cheering up.
Yeah. They embrace.
Oh, he goes into the stands for one of those hugs through the crowd.
And then as he's as he's going to the stands to his dad, cuffed
Yeah.
for all the kid massaging.
Yeah, right.
Jail.
They got him on the kid massaging after all.
There was the Al Capone thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, got him on the child stuff.
Yeah. After all these years. Thought he'd gotten away clean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ends in jail.
Yeah.
That's a film.
That's a film. I think we have a film. It's a weird film. Getting Piggy With It.
Und das Schlechteste der Welt sind wir auch. Bei den Tränen Edgar Wassers und jedem seiner Hassers. Feuer Menschlichkeit in the sky, Motherfucker.
Yeah. Edgar Wasser ist getting jiggy with it. Yeah. Und Fat Tony ist getting jiggy with it.
So sorry again for all of this. One thing we should mention is at the moment there is a competition, brown carpet T-shirt on the line for anyone who can design a movie poster for any one of the pictures that we've done on
Even
the
this
show.
one.
Even this one. Getting
Yeah.
Piggy With It. Make a poster for Getting Piggy With It. Email it through to the Brown Carpet Podcast. The
Yeah.
address is... What's our email?
browncarpetpod@gmail.com. Should we just run over who's in it so they
Oh, yeah.
we can paint the picture again? We don't have
Okay.
to tell the whole story.
Don't need to tell the
So
story
Jeff
again.
Bridges is the dad.
Yep.
Kevin James.
Kevin James.
Kevin James, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good...
Brings a bit of comedic flair to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like basketball.
Because it's a weird invented sport
It's an invented
that
sport.
becomes massive. It's
It's
got
lo-
all its own terminology, all
Yeah.
its own rules.
It's like basketball mixed with 8 seconds, the
Yep.
bull running film,
Yep, most
mixed
definitely.
with The Lovely Bones.
Yeah, with just a touch of pedophilia in there.
A little bit of sex offender.
Yeah.
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 Sexy, sex offender,
Child massage.
child massage, new sport.
Yeah.
What genre? That's a new genre.
Would create a new genre as well.
Well, that's the third mini-sode ever.
Yep.
We'll try to be on time next time. I think this time we've nutted out the demons. We've exercised the demons.
You'd hope so.
You'd hope so. Until next time, don't forget to flush.
See you, cunts.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
He jumped over 3 linebackers in midair, sprouted inwards like a gazelle.
No one laughs at a master of quack fool.
Real nice. Many have died from starvation due to the difficulty of finding enough food, such as seals.
Shut up. No more Mr. Nice Duck. That's it. Right, Mr. Sitz?
What do you make of that? You know, it's the most fantastic story I've ever heard.
The Brown Carpet Podcast.
That's all I've been looking at for a while now, bro. Damien's on the pipe.
Producers locked in.
Yeah, we are. I can see Brown. Okay, so what happened?
Talk us through it. Talk us.
Damien, our stellar producer, decided to hit the glass pipe today. A lot.
A lot.
A lot more than we thought, anyway.
Yeah. Probably more than is recommended. If all.
Your daily dosage of glass pipage, but...
Melbourne Storm definitely have the advantage at the moment.
Shut up. Like when you lose control going downhill. Yeah, we know what fucking... James Wilson.
He's trying to explain what a death
We
wobble
know what
is.
death wobbles is, but
We just need to know how it pertains to the story, Jimmy.
Yeah. He's gone meh.
He's
You've
over
given
it.
up.
He's
Thanks
over
for
it.
that.
Damo's lost his shit.
Damo's lost his shit.